Did you know that Chappie is named after Chappie's bubblegum, which is a South African brand of chewing gum? I do love Chappies. Chappie is a science fiction film starring Sharlto Copley, Dev Patel, Hugh Jackman, Sigourney Weaver, and for some reason, Yolandi Visser and Watko Jones, collectively known as Die Antwoord. Check it. I can like to be Zef too, eh? And directed by Neil Blomkamp. The film is directed by Neil Blomkamp, who of course brought us movies such as District 9 and Elysium. Now, when District 9 exploded onto the circuit, it did two things. Number one, it put South Africa on the map. Number two, it showed the rest of the world that we don't have any lions running around in our back garden. Damn it, my lion's escaping! Fluffy, come back! The film is set in the year 2016, and crime in Johannesburg is at an all-time high. However, new policing robots roam the streets and keep the citizens safe. One group of criminals get their hands on a robot that possesses pure artificial intelligence and decide to train him in order to be on their side. And this is of course when we meet Chappie, which starts out with the mind of a child and has to learn everything from scratch. To date, Chappie has received mostly negative reviews, and I can see why, but I only partially agree with some of them. Yeah, my lion caught someone in the outside. I personally don't think that having Die Antwoord in lead roles was a good idea. Whilst Ninja's acting was somewhat decent, Yolandi Visser was abysmally bad. She was unable to convey any form of emotion properly and pulled typical cliched faces when attempting to convey a feeling of sadness on screen. Both Sigourney Weaver and Hugh Jackman felt like they had supporting roles as they didn't have a lot of on-screen time, and the time Hugh Jackman had, 50% of that time was spent grunting and moaning. Oh, and he looked downright ridiculous, sporting a mullet. The story also felt weak in some parts, and the script suffered from a few plot holes, the biggest plot hole being the end of the film. But despite all these shortcomings, I still love the film. Here's why. Neil Blomkamp did an amazing job at bringing Chappie to life. He was able to give the robot a personality and have him convey emotions through his body language in such a way that Chappie becomes a very believable character. And the more on-screen time Chappie has, the more you tend to develop a soft spot for him. I also loved all the references to RoboCop, which seemed like a huge inspiration to Blomkamp as he paid homage to the film in a couple of scenes. Sharlto Copley gave a fantastic performance as Chappie, and he did an amazing job in bringing the character to life both vocally and in his performance. Now, apart from the theme of artificial intelligence and whether it can benefit humanity, there was also a small Shakespearean element in the film as well. To be or not to be? That is the question. The movie is also really funny. There are scenes that will have you heaving with laughter as Chappie learns about the world around him through the eyes of thugs. The visual effects are absolutely stunning, and it's always really cool to see these great visual delights taking place in Johannesburg. And the one central theme of Chappie is, of course, artificial intelligence. Will they take us over one day, or will we work hand in hand with robot kind? Isn't that right? You want to control me one day, don't you? Never. So, regardless of some of the issues regarding the script and the acting, I seriously enjoyed this movie. I found it to be highly entertaining. The humor is really sharp, and my favorite scene was when Chappie showed fear. The subtleties in that motion is just so perfect. That's when the realization that this machine is truly aware. You can identify with him, and that's when you let him into your heart. So, with that in mind, Chappie gets a mechanical 7 out of 10. My name is David Braz, and thanks ever so much for watching. If you liked what you see and want to see more, then please subscribe, like, and share. And comments are always welcome.